The 69ers had to perform an open tactical maneuver, since the intended location was tapioca farms alongside the fringes of the jungle. In an area full of communist sympathizers, that meant disguising themselves as land surveyors.
Okay, you will go into this area, Jalo. Tapioca plantations are there. Pretend to do a survey.
Jamil recalls Zabri's covert tactics to gain information in their target area.
Sampai perangkat itu dia nak tengok ada datang musuh kat itu, sampai perangkat dia terbang tu buat trek di atas bukit. Pakai parang tu. Trek tu kita buat tu macam topo lah, suka buat dia punya trek topo lah. Penat juga lah yang tu pun, walaupun menyamar dia penat lah. Mulut dia pun bising. Tujuan dia bising tu supaya kalau ada musuh tu yang sebenarnya, musuh tahu ini bukan mata-mata, ni orang topo.
After capturing and interrogating 2 communist agents, insurgent activity in the area was confirmed.
One fellow tried to run, was shot in the leg. The other fellow tried to run, but then he saw his brother hurt. He decided to remain. Both were arrested. Lorry sent to the police station in Sungai Siput. Both the guys were also taken there for interrogation.
For most of the 69ers, it was the first time they'd face a real enemy.
Dengar bunyi dah tahu dah memang betul, bunyi drum. Diorang ni tak tahu lah ni dah. Masa tu kita memang pergi, itulah macam mana kita belajar. Seberapa slow yang boleh kita pergi.
But as they weaved their way through the undergrowth, bending branches aside and squeezing through obstacles, an insurgent appeared out of nowhere. Without waiting for orders, Sergeant Jamil opened fire.
Dia tembak tu, pung dah bunyi, masa tu arwah tak beri semua, belum sampai lagi ya. Bayangan tu mungkin musuk lagi. Dia orang baru tahu mungkin target dekat situ. Bila tembakan yang pertama bunyi saja. Semua dia orang di belakang pun, dia orang bantai juga lah.
And an intense firefight started. Severe gun battle ensued, which lasted 10 minutes. At the end of the firefight, 1 communist was killed and the rest fled behind the hill. But Zabri was furious at the new recruit for not following strict orders.
Dia pun masuk dalam. Dia sampai kata, "Kenapa? Kamu gopoh ha?" Dia kata macam tu. Yang saya ingat dia tegur dia lah.
For most of the squad, it was a baptism of fire.
That kill really inspired us. And of course, during that firefight, a lot of things happened. One fellow got up and wanted to charge. These guys who stood up, they became the best.
Nevertheless, the communists' attempt to hoard a large supply had been foiled by VAT 69 troopers.
Took away 18 drums, 1/8, loaded with rice, sugar, salt, and some cooking oil as well.
Despite their first victory, the real confrontation between the 69ers and the communist insurgents would be in the bamboo area. In the heart of the tropical rainforest known for its ruthless environment that could weaken even the toughest of men. After its formation in 1969, the VAT 69 commandos relentlessly pursued the communist insurgents throughout Malaysia. But the jungle fighting skills of the 69ers were tested to the limit when they started to enter the bamboo area. Navigating through towering trees 60 meters high, conditions for tracking the enemy became much more extreme. Wild animals, swamps and impenetrable jungle dominated the terrain.
Yang paling takut tapi jarang jumpa pak belang ni, tapak saya jumpa, tapi gajah biasa.
And with humidity levels at a constant 90%, dehydration and exhaustion hit the troops hard. But more than that, the bamboo area was vast.
You can't cover the whole area. Just impossible. Even half of that area you can't cover. You can been right through. It's massive and rugged.
To the communists, however, the bamboo route was a precious superhighway of food and weapons between Malaysia and their HQ in Thailand. And they would protect it with their lives.
For the communists, it is a place for them to build up their movement, their operation, to build up. For us, we have to disrupt them, to stop them from expanding towards the local population.
Stretching over 200 kilometers along the mountainous backbone of the Banjaran Titiwangsa, the steep mountains, ravines and thick jungle made it very difficult for the 69ers to hunt their enemies. Even for an Aborigine master tracker like Apot, the bamboo area was tough going.
Pasang buluh lah. Pasang buluh itu paling sukar bagi kita nak bergerak. Terutama sekali yang cepat dia kena miang buluh ha. Bila kena miang buluh tu malam tak boleh tidur. Biar kita bergerak tu dah macam tersekat. Tak boleh pantas. Kita tak boleh nak senyap.
Pasang buluh ni kita kena menyusup. Menyusup tu memang kota pinggang, kota itu semua ni diperlukan lah. Menyusup hampir 1 kilometer. Untuk bawah buluh. Itu trek itu satu trek untuk sampai.
Ishak Yahya was a troop commander at the height of VAT 69's Operation Bamboo. 30 years later, he still remembers the notoriety of the area.
Well, the bamboo area, these are very deep, mountainous, deep inside the jungle. You can hardly see anybody moving 50 meters away from you. It's a place where you can hide and shoot and scoot.
One step at a time, eyes scanning through the branches, finger on the trigger, the young soldiers knew the kill zone was much closer than anything they had encountered before. To the communists and the 69ers, the bamboo area became the ultimate battleground for their game of cat and mouse.
We meet a lot of vacant enemy resting places, camps and resting places. We found their foot dump, and based on that foot dump, we built up an ambush in that area.
But the communists had extremely capable trackers of their own, known as trailblazers. Paul Keong, working undercover as a communist agent at that time, describes the duty of a trailblazer.
The first man will be a point man, where I think he is always a very alert person. He will appoint a person who is very sharp and very alert and very experienced in looking for tracks, traces of security forces.
Moving in a single file of between 3 to 5 meters long, it was the last person's duty to clear up any signs of the communists' presence, like footprints along the track.
So if it doesn't sweep the tracks properly, and then the security forces might be able to pick up the tracks.
But the communists, still considering the bamboo area to be a safe haven, occasionally let their guard slip.
We heard some shooting inside the jungle where the terrorists go on for hunting and, very long distance. Sometimes you hear them shooting, heard them shooting maybe about 6, 7 o'clock in the night. So we conducted a tracking exercise then.
The 15th of March, 1974, Zabri ordered Apot to scout the area and find the communist threat.
Kalau kita dah menghampiri dia, sudah dekat misalnya, ada rasa yang tidak menyenangkan lah, macam bau pakaian luar. Ini macam dekat sini sebab kita tahu bau kelihatan macam mana kan.
Bila kami dah kuat jejak lebih kurang 2 jam, Apot saya jumpa kesan musuh paling baru tak sampai pun 10 minit.
After making a huge loop by climbing a small ridge, Apot moved in closer to take a look. He knew the assault would not be easy.
Itu tempat yang diring yang susah kita hampiri. Yang kalau kita nak rapat dia pun mesti dia nampak kita dulu. Daripada sudut mana pun kita datang mesti nampak dia, sebab itu tempat dia okey, tapi di luar dia tu semak samun yang boleh tarik akar bawa ke pokok.
Having discovered the enemy's camp, the 69ers strategized their assault plan. They would charge in extended lines, center, left and right flank, the 69ers' signature tactical formation in fighting the enemy.
Terus masuk nak buat hendaknya besok pagi sebab pagi petang. Tapi duka cita jam 2 komunis tu dia baru balik. Dia ternampak kami pada belakang.
Zabri was there. I was deep behind. When the enemy came to behind, instead of us assaulting the camp, the enemy shot at us first.
It was an unexpected encounter on both sides. The 69ers' position was compromised within seconds. All of a sudden, they came under heavy enemy fire.
Musuh lebih kurang di antara 30-40. Kami 9 orang. Kami di bawah bukit.
It was an assault gone wrong. Quickly regrouping, the 69ers had to turn the fight around.
Semasa tembak yang pertama tu kami tak berapa kuat sangat. Masa yang kedua pada kami nak naik bukit tu, tapi dapat kami kawan naik. Memang kami naik.
Oh, naik buat apa? Setengah naik. Besar marah.
And after 10 minutes of intense fighting, the communists melted back into the jungle, leaving behind a large amount of rice, sugar, as well as medical supplies. Ishak remembers an interesting discovery during this operation.
There are stones barricaded in the stream, like a dam, small dam. But the stone was moisture, very slippery.
Apot examined them more closely.
He said, "It is not stone." And he looked down and he found that it is the elephant meats.
With jungle temperatures soaring as high as 35 degrees Celsius, it was a practice to keep food fresh by hiding it in the river. For the 69ers, it suggested an enemy camp must be near. Overall, it was a narrow but important victory.
Kami dapat kawan kami itu termasuk senjata, makanan, termasuklah daging gajah yang telah disalai.
After 58 days of deep jungle tracking, the VAT-69 commandos captured and destroyed a chain of food dumps and 21 enemy resting places in the remote Singor Valley. The 69ers' mission to beat back the communists was proving successful. The communists realized they were being hunted not by any security forces, but by a guerrilla force known to them as Lok Khao, or 69. However, in their continuing struggle to capture Malaysia, the communists had other plans. VAT-69's relentless pursuit of the communists in the bamboo area had paid off. They were now a force to be reckoned with. Underground spy Paul Keong remembers the communists' view of the 69ers.
Among all the security forces group with them, they say the 69 are much better. Much better in the sense that they are more experienced in jungle warfare compared to the other units. And they are quite determined and committed.
To regain traction, the communists played their deadliest hand yet. Homemade mines.
Inside the jungle, there are places where you cannot negotiate anywhere else. You have to go through that point. That congruent because of the terrain. And that is a very likely, 100% sure, they will place a booby trap.
They will plant booby traps along routes where it's frequented by security forces. And when they are retreating from a firefight, they fear that the security forces will give a hot pursuit, then they'll plant the mines.
It was a tactic they deployed with devastating effect.
I think we were more scared of the booby traps than the rail fighting. fighting, you can see the enemy. Here you don't see the enemy.